Hey, what's going on, basketball fans? Matthew Bellman, Ryan Kostrowski here. This is the DFS 5-pack. We're ready to talk through this 5-gamer that we got for a Thursday night. I'll take 5 games on Thursday. I hate when it's 3 or 4. 5 is much better.
Hell yeah. I like these. The slates continue to be solid. Usually Thursday nights used to like 2 or 3 games, so happy we got a 5-gamer and a couple good ones.
Man, we talked about it yesterday. Somebody took down the jackpot on the $2.50 progressive one the night before. Apparently somebody got real close again last night. So it just proves that it can happen. That jackpot on the $22 contest is insane. It is up to almost $9K right now.
I need it bad. I'm in it tonight. I hope to win it tonight. Let's get it.
In it to win it. We will go through our picks later on today, guys, but I just want to reiterate that would be a sweet victory for somebody. Winning $9K isn't easy on anything unless like you're legitimately playing for a couple $1,000s, and it becomes a lot easier. But man, $22, go 12-0, win that. The nice part is even if you don't go 12-0, you got that top 10% finish of $180. I could use that myself. It would be solid. This is Overlay Fantasy Sports, guys. We will break down our picks later on today. Don't forget about the Slump Buster Challenge. You enter this $22 thing 20 days in a row and don't cash. They refund all your money. So much to like.
Whether you want to call it like a GPP or not, this $22 right now that has close to a $9,000 jackpot. It's one of the better contests in the industry at the moment.
Definitely, guys. So off of DFS for 10 seconds, I'm interested to find out, guys. This is a really exciting year for the NBA. For the last, what feels like forever. It feels like it's been pre-decided that Golden State was going to win the chip, right? Like we had the great LeBron comeback, and last year Golden State got just thrashed with injuries. But this year feels more wide open than ever. Now that we are over 50% of the way through the year, who's winning it this year, guys? The Clippers, the Bucks, the Lakers, somebody else? Got a dark horse coming out? Let me know. Throw your opinion in the comments section because I'm interested to see what you all think.
I got the Lakers, man. I think that LeBron is on a mission. I like what they're doing there. It's a multiple team race, and I'm waiting to see if anyone makes a move, prior to today's trade deadline.
That's a good side point, guys. Make sure you watch that stuff today for DFS too.
Oh, yeah, I have to watch that stuff today for DFS. And I will say we talked about him yesterday. Miami's making a push, man.
Yeah, I still struggle to see them winning it this year, but I got to say, I got the immense respect for what the Miami Heat have done and are doing, the tenacity that they play with on a daily basis. Bringing in guys like Jay Crowder like that is going to be a nice addition for that team. So if you're a Heat fan, you got to enjoy what they're doing this year.
Most definitely. I'm with you. I struggle to see them winning it all this year, but the fact that they're even in this conversation is, good for them.
Definitely, guys. 5-pack deal today. All new monthly customers today get half of their first month reimbursed. This is available through the website. Come and get it. Let's talk some NBA. Of course, we got the MLB preseason sale up there. Daily content if you just want it for the day. I want to talk about my boy, the Greek Freak, ABC, Giannis Antetokounmpo tonight, going off against at home against Philly. And I think there's a variety of reasons to like Giannis today. So rewind your clock approximately 5 or 6 weeks to Christmas Day when the Philadelphia 76ers thrashed my Milwaukee Bucks. One of the worst losses they've had and will have all season long. Philly did an excellent job of putting up that wall and keeping Giannis out of the paint. I got bad news for Philly tonight, though. One, you're a bad road team, only 9-18 on the season. Your team is in shambles right now. And this is one of those situations where you're like, oh, it's a great spot for Philly to bounce back tonight. But sometimes your team just isn't capable of flipping that switch. And I struggle to see Philly coming in tonight and dominating. When you get to Giannis and stop him, I guarantee he's been sitting around for weeks looking forward to this game. I mean, last year against Philly, what Antetokounmpo was capable of doing was absolutely insane. I forget his exact numbers, but he was monstrous in both games against them. Huge comeback spot right here. He's too cheap today at 11-1. No game tomorrow, so, I mean, he's going to get his full allotment of minutes. I like everything about Giannis today, even though I do think Philly is best built to stop him.
Yeah, I knew you were going here. We talked about this briefly yesterday. My biggest question for you is, well, first off, I agree with you. Giannis has this game circled. The Sixers gave the Bucks their worst loss in what seems like a couple years when they faced off on Christmas. They are a bad road team. You said something to the effect like, you struggle to see Philly coming in here and dominating. Agreed. I don't think anyone thinks Philly's going to dominate. Do you think Philly can keep this game close?
Yeah, why not? They're a good team. They're playing poorly, but I don't see why they couldn't keep it close.
Yeah, same here. Philly has been struggling, no doubt about it. 3 bad losses in a row. But this is also a team that like beat the Lakers a couple weeks ago. The talent is there. I expect Philly to give their best effort today. Not saying they're going to win this game, but they've shown they can play with the Bucks. They're an upper echelon team in the East. I expect to see a really good effort from both sides, especially defensively. So I don't love too many pieces from this game overall. But yeah, I love Giannis. He's too cheap. He's got this game circled. I talked to you a couple days ago about how, if someone like blocks Giannis' shot, he picks them up 94 feet and usually, creates a turnover. You can see him. It's written all over his face. Well, this is kind of that same situation, only multiplied, because they really took him out of that game. They dominated the Bucks that day. I expect to see a vengeful Giannis tonight.
So when they met up on Christmas, I actually wasn't able to watch that game just because of, holiday type of stuff. But you could clearly see they flat out gave him the outside shot, which is smart, right? I mean, he's better, but he's still not like a good 3-point shooter. Well, he didn't make a single one of them from my best recollect. Well, tonight, my bold call is he's going to make 3 or more 3-pointers tonight. They're going to let him do it. He's going to shoot the ball more effectively. I think the last time we saw a big game, televised like this, he played against the Lakers, and I think he had a career high in 3-pointers that night. I expect him to be better from the outside this time around, and maybe that will even get them to respect his outside shooting a little bit. Not fear, because there's no reason to fear it, but respect.
For sure.
All right, guys, let's move on down the list to your not bold call, your boy for the night, CJ McCollum. You mentioned to me this morning, as you wanted me to bring him up, that he's been really good against San Antonio. So I went back to check the numbers. Over the last 2 seasons, he scored 24-plus real-life points against San Antonio in 5 of the past 6.
Yeah, we talk about McCollum a bunch, kind of in that Marvin Williams mold, except that when he doesn't win you a tournament, he won't get you 0. I like McCollum in this spot tonight. As I mentioned to you this morning, he's played well against San Antonio. So not that he has their number, but he's going to come into tonight feeling good about himself because he's played well against them in the past. We've seen Damian Lillard just go on an historic tear over the past week. Finally came down to earth last time out. Seems like the whole Blazers team came back down to earth. I expect things to, kind of fall back into normalcy there. Dame's still their best guy, but you're going to see guys like McCollum and Whiteside and even Melo get theirs too. I like McCollum a lot in this spot. I wouldn't say he's too cheap at 6,700. I don't think people rush to him at this price tag, but I like him a lot. I think that he's got tournament winning upside, as we've seen in this spot before. Not a must for me, but definitely firmly on my radar. How do you feel?
Every single year, we talk about this for seasons now. McCollum wins GPPs 5 to 10 times a year. He has those 5 to 10 games where he is absolutely insane, on fire. And why couldn't it be tonight? Either way, I like the idea. Lillard went on a tear like we've never seen him do, and we've seen very few people go on a tear like that. Then he had a bad game last time out, so I'm with you. I expect it to become more of a team effort. They rolled the red hot hand for 7 games or whatever it was because he was absolutely insane for those 7 games. But do we think Damian Lillard is now a better version of Michael Jordan? No, we don't. We think he's a very good NBA player who went on a sick run for a week or two and is now back to just being a very good NBA player. And that's where guys like McCollum can come back to their more expected and normal role.
Agreed. Wholeheartedly. Lock it in.
All right, next up, I'm going to talk about the Chicago Bulls taking on the New Orleans Pelicans tonight, and there's a young man by the name of Kobe White. We have Chris Dunn out for what looks like not too long, but for an extended period of time right here. And this gives Kobe White a little bit more of a solidified role within the backcourt of the Chicago Bulls. We know that the New Orleans Pelicans have gotten better, but are still a solid matchup to get DFS points against. I don't think he's a must. Like, if better value comes out throughout the day, I don't think this is the kind of guy you have to lock in and throw away the key or anything like that. I just think as the morning stands right now, here we are around lunchtime, he is a solid place to go for cap space in order to afford a Giannis or any other expensive guys you like. He's got a decent floor with his minutes in the matchup, but he's also got upside because we've seen it a handful of times this year when this guy gets rolling from beyond the 3-point arc. He looks like the second coming of Ray Allen for, brief minutes and stuff like that. Doesn't mean it happens tonight, but he's got that solid floor with the minutes and matchup. And then if he happens to get hot, he's the kind of guy that can give you real good production.
Yeah, you had me at 3,800. Rock solid value piece here. Works in any type of roster construction. I expect this game to be competitive. I think they need Kobe White scoring here. He just looks like a solid filler piece with upside at this price point.
Yeah, we can't control how hot somebody gets from 3-point range, but if he gets hot tonight, there's upside. And if he's not, I think he just kind of meanders into 20 points, and he's a safe play for all formats.
Exactly.
Next up is your pet project, your favorite NBA player, Mr. Aaron Gordon.
So another one of these slates, excuse me, where there weren't like a ton of guys I wanted to pick out. So sometimes you got to throw everything out and just look at how a guy is playing. And Gordon is just playing really good ball right now. 44 plus DK points the past 2 games, threw up a 38 the game before that. Feeling himself right now, doing a little bit of everything, scoring, rebounding, throwing in some blocks and steals. Again, nothing will surprise me in this game. I'm not going to be surprised if the Knicks win. I'm not going to be surprised if Orlando rolls. Regardless, I think that Gordon sees his full allotment of minutes because he always does. I'm certainly not scared of picking on the Knicks here. They're not good against power forwards. Again, another guy kind of like McCollum that I don't view as a must, but I like him in tournaments because I don't think people will gravitate towards him, and he's shown upside 3 games in a row.
And people are obsessed with stars and scrubs in NBA. Mm-hmm. So when you get to do like a mid-tier build as opposed to just going stud, scrub, it's always a little bit different within the GPP realm. Now in a 5-game slate, everybody gets some ownership. But I don't expect Aaron Gordon to come in as like supreme chalk tonight or anything like that.
Same, agree with you. He'll get a little bit of love because, like you said, everyone on a 4-game slate or 5-game slate gets a little bit of love. If you've got guys that are like under 1% owned, they probably shouldn't be owned at all. Yeah, I just think Gordon looks good in tournaments here. He's always a hard guy to trust in cash because he's so inconsistent. He's just playing good ball right now. And, on a slate like last night, probably wouldn't get there because there were so many good plays. I don't view this slate like that, and I like him a decent amount here.
It's always easier to go to slightly lower owned guys on smaller tournaments when they have to beat less people.
Exactly.
All right, guys, that's what we got for today. All new monthly customers get half of their first month reimbursed. Thumbs up is always appreciated. Best of luck tonight. Go Bucks, and let us know who you think's going to win the chip to this year, because throw that in the comments section. I'm interested to get some opinions. I think it's more debatable than it has been in a real long time. Over the past 5 years, we've seen the Warriors win it multiple occasions. Again, great comeback by the Cavaliers, but the Warriors were definitely the better team. They just weren't a better team for 3 games. And then last year, the Warriors were probably the best team again and got bombarded with injuries. I love the fact that it's wide open this year and it's a real debate.
For sure. Real excited about the playoffs, even though my team's not in it.
Yeah, I don't think the Cavs are going to do it this year. Unless, well, wait a minute. LeBron traded back to Cleveland? Nope, never mind.
God, don't get me excited over here.
Yeah, that wouldn't make a lot of sense, would it?
No.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.